One of the things that I'm most proud of and most honored that I've gotten to work on in my career is the fight against Proposition 8 in California. Proposition 8 was a question that was put before voters on whether marriage should be limited to a man and a woman. And in 2008, the voters in California voted yes, it should. Now, the way that happened in the political system is that in California, there's a way for any individual to say, this is an issue I want everybody to vote on and decide. And if they can get enough signatures, they can put something up for a popular vote. When Proposition 8 passed, a lot of people were surprised, especially here in San Francisco, one of the most liberal cities in the whole country, California, one of the more liberal states in the whole country. And so we decided to challenge it in the California Supreme Court. And our basic argument was that majorities, the majority of voters, cannot just vote to take rights away from minorities, that the system should not work that way, that there are minority rights that are in our Constitution, and that it's critical for courts to uphold those rights because majorities often won't act in the interest of minorities, and that's why courts are there to kind of protect minorities from those kinds of decisions. But we lost in the California Supreme Court. The California Supreme Court said that it was up to the voters to decide, and they let Proposition 8 stay in place. Now, here we are in 2015, just 7 years down the road, and we've seen this incredible shift in the way people view this issue. Not just young people who have always been overwhelmingly supportive of the right of same-sex couples to marry and to put love first, and have really seen this issue, have been the leaders in seeing this issue for what it is since the beginning, which is let people who love each other get married. What's the harm? 2 weeks ago, we had a historic decision from the U.S. Supreme Court that said the U.S. Constitution protects people's right to marry and that we cannot take that right away from people by popular vote. Just 7 years later. And people ask me a lot, what happened between Proposition 8 in 2008 in California, one of the most liberal states in the country, voting that same-sex couples cannot marry, to 2015, where you have the U.S. Supreme Court saying the opposite. And I really attribute it to people being brave enough to step up and tell their personal stories, and for people's ideas, abstract ideas, whatever they learned in the past, was suddenly just not as powerful as the human stories of love and connection. People suddenly could see themselves in their gay and lesbian friends and neighbors, and they understood at a personal level that it was important to protect everyone's right to marry the person that they choose. And I just think that's an incredible feat to see the country move so quickly from where we were in 2008 to where we are today.